Hey guys, so today I'm just going to do a quick video on the new update for the MT Super ORB. Okay, so you should see MT Super ORB version 5. If you don't, then you likely see a refresh symbol right around this area where my arrow is circling here. Hit refresh and then remember to save your layout. And then you should see these red and green bars here. Okay, so these are liquidity zones, and I added these in addition to this confirmation indicator, which you see here today is what telling us that it's very yellow, right? So it's very sideways. Not a very good day. I was able to eke out about $100, a little over $100. Um, Not happy about it, but I'm going to count it as a win because I didn't lose any money today. So you could say it's just been a very sideways day. Okay. So what do these new features of the indicator? Okay. So obviously, right, we have the buy signal, right? So why did I add these? Well, you can see here exactly why I added these because this lets us know where resistance is, where sell side liquidity is with um, these red blocks. And then the opposite, you have buy side liquidity, which is these green blocks. And they come in all different sizes. Don't worry too much about the sizes. A bigger bar indicates a bigger zone. That's all that means. Okay. Um, so I also took off the triangles. They were just kind of annoying me. Yeah, you can see here this was not an ideal day at all. We did get a buy signal, but we got it right at resistance. Okay, not only was it at new resistance, but it also formed or old resistance here going back, but it also formed new resistance. By the way, I'm doing all this on the SPY 3 minute chart. Okay, you can use the 5 minute, you can use the 1 minute. I'm splitting the difference and using the three. You're not going to see a ton of difference um, between the three. If you're using something more higher leverage, I would use something quicker like the 1 minute, and lower leverage 5 minute. But I'm going to do all my explaining on the 3 minute, so you're free to use that just to follow along. Um, Here's an example of a not ideal day, okay? And I'm going to go back and I'm going to look at the past week. By the way, if you want a free trial of this indicator, make sure you comment indicator below, okay? Um, so we got the buy signal, but we were at resistance, all right? We came back down and then we pushed higher. Um, and you can see here, we hit this sell side. We got some sell side liquidity here, aka resistance, and we came back down. Okay, we're just sideways. If you look at the indicator, it's what? It's yellow, red, yellow, green, yellow. It's a very sideways day, not an ideal day. Okay. But you can use this as a point of where to take profits. So if you bought on this buy signal, yeah, I mean, there wasn't a ton of profits here, but there were profits here. This would be your indication to probably get out. Okay. Let's go back and look at yesterday. All right. So, yesterday, this was an ideal day, or a pretty ideal day, not perfect, but so we got our buy signal here. Um, uh, we shot up, came back down, retested, headed back up, and there were plenty of gains. Where would you look to take profits on something like this? Well, let me zoom in a little bit so you guys can see a little bit better. So you can take profits at essentially, so what you're buying here. So you can take profits on this candle. This was a liquidity candle, by the way. Um, and or you can essentially take profits, get back in. There was I don't know what happened here. There was some buy side liquidity on this candle. I'm not sure what happened, but that would be another entry point. Oh, it probably kicked it out because once we went under here. Okay. um, so and again, the confirmation squiggly line here was yellow. Okay, so it wasn't red, it was yellow. So it wasn't the strongest move that was being made, but it was a really good move. There was a lot of money to be made. If you did held for that move, if you did get back in here or you held through here, you made some really good money. But as soon as you started seeing this sell side liquidity, these red lines pop up, that was your indication to get out. All right. And this coincided with the bond market sell off yesterday. And it essentially nailed the top right there. Okay. So when that happens, you can then reverse your position or just get out. But you can reverse your position. So go from long to short. Okay. But we're still underneath here. So I wouldn't go too heavy whenever we're over the green line on a short. All right. It worked out well here, but that's not always going to be the case. Where would I go heavy? Here. Okay, this is where I would go heavy. When we're back underneath the red line, we have our sell signal, and then we're getting this sell side liquidity come in. This is where I would go heavy short. Okay, and again, you can take profits where? When you get the green buy side liquidity here. Okay. All right, let's look at another day. I'm trying to give you a good overall picture of how this indicator works, and what we. So here was a less than ideal day on Tuesday, um, but again, same thing. This indicator right here was saying we're at a top. We're at a short term top here. So this buy signal was essentially invalidated here. Okay. And I'm going to have to figure out a way to code that in. On top of that, what else? Your confirmation indicator was red when this came. Okay. It wasn't green. It wasn't yellow. It was red. Okay. So that was a good indication that this move was going to fail. Now you could have played the reversal here. Again, what? We had buy side liquidity come in here, right? So you could have played that little pop, but it didn't really have much going for it. Well, it was a decent win, but it never got back up above the buy line, is what I'm saying. And then again, boom, we got our sell signal finally after I closed my laptop at 12:30. Finally got the sell signal here. And again, when you see the sell side liquidity come in here, these red bars, that's a good indication that that we're going to head lower in the short term, which we did. Okay, that was Tuesday. Let's go to Monday. All right, Monday. So this is about as perfect as it's going to get, really. So we just shot up at open. You had buy side liquidity here, buy side liquidity here. This is old sell side liquidity. See, that's to the left of the indicator. Right is going to be new. Newer buy side liquidity. And then we finally got our buy signal. Okay, came back down a little bit, retested. Could have taken profits here for nice gains. And then what? Re-entry on the green line, buy side liquidity. Headed back up. We were at old. This is old sell side liquidity. Okay, so it's not nearly as important. And then we had what? Buyers stepping in heavy. Buyers, and we shot up a bit. Okay, and then again, same thing. More buyers. You could have bought again here. And then as soon as you got your sell side liquidity, here it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon by now, and this would be a good profit point for the day. All right. So that was Monday. I'm going to go back a week, so I'll go back to Thursday. Here was another pretty ideal day. Okay, so up we go. No buy signal, no sell signal. And we finally did get a buy signal here after the buy side liquidity finally came in. You had buyers step in. Our indicator changed from red to yellow. It eventually got to green. We got our buy, and we had more buyers step in here. Buy side liquidity. More buyers step in here. Okay, so this was another really good day on Friday. And I'll end it. Like I said, I don't want to make this video too long. I'll go back a week. You're free to go back longer, and I encourage you to go back longer. Buy signal here. And then it immediately the play, yeah, we immediately got wrecked here due to the sell side liquidity. Um, Never got a sell signal though. Indicator turned green, although there was no. You had old buyers here, right? So you had old, well, not really old. When I say old, this was like 15 minutes before. So you had buyers step in here. This is now new support. Never went underneath the red line, never got a sell signal. So, you could have stayed in this play here or re-entered here or re-entered here. You're not going to get multiple signals, okay? So unless this flips to a sell signal, it's going to stay a buy signal for the rest of the day. And you're going to use there was really no liquidity here until here. Um, I guess here. But yeah, in this area here, where we finally got quick buy and then sell side liquidity here. Okay, but our confirmation, you can see our confirmation squiggly line, right? Turn green. All right, really, really good day. And that's it in a nutshell, y'all. This is probably going to be the last update to the indicator for a while. I know I say that. But if I see a way to improve the indicator, like with adding this buy sell side liquidity, I'm going to do it. But we're pretty much good to go here. Again, not every day is going to be ideal. It doesn't matter what system you're using. But that's exactly how you trade this. So, again, if you want a free trial of the indicator, make sure you comment indicator below, and I'll give you a free trial. I'll let you take this thing for a spin. This past week you could have made some good money with it. So, anyways, that's all I got. Thanks for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe. Catch you guys on the next one.